صباح الورد. Right now we're going to talk about how to use sentences with multiple verbs in Egyptian and Levantine dialects of Arabic. If you've studied our videos on conjugating Arabic verbs, you remember that in Egyptian and Levantine, the first conjugated present tense verb in a sentence is usually going to have a prefix of the letter ba, which usually doesn't really have quite a vowel attached to it. It's more of a schwa. So if we wanted to say he drinks, we would say something like bishrab, or they like بيحبوا, she sees بتشوف. Right, so we have our conjugated verb, and the conjugation is indicated by the stuff we have sort of around that root of the verb, and the ba is just a prefix. So if we're constructing a sentence with a main and a dependent verb, we're usually going to drop that ba prefix on the dependent verbs of the sentence. So if we want to say, for example, he likes to drink coffee in the morning, we're going to use this same verb, yishrab, but we would write it probably, or say it more likely, بيحب يشرب قهوة بالصباح. So we retain that ba on the first verb of our sentence, the main verb, but we lose it with that dependent verb. Another example, if we wanted to say in Egyptian, in Masri, we can talk tomorrow. It's possible for us to talk tomorrow. We could use the verb بنقدر نتكلم بكرة. So here again, we have that ba on our first verb, but we lose it with our second verb. We just leave it off. Remember, in formal Arabic, we would use the particle n to express some of these ideas. If we wanted to say he likes to drink coffee, we could use n between those two verbs in Fusha, in formal Arabic. And n has its own grammatical rules. We have a separate video on how to connect verbs in formal Arabic with n. But in dialects, we tend to just lose that to particle. We don't need to express the to in he likes to drink coffee. We can skip it. It's not vitally necessary for comprehension, for meaningful speech. This structure also works. It holds true when we're using the colloquial words for expressing want, even though we don't usually express the idea of wanting with a conjugated verb in Egyptian or Levantine. We have a separate video on how to express wanting in dialect as well, but to take an example, if we wanted to say, I want to go see the new movie. I want to go see the new movie. In Shami, in Levantine, I would use the word biddi with my stem and my suffix to talk about wanting. Biddi, and then I would have a string of verbs, right? I want, literally I would say, I want, I go, I see. Biddi روح شوف الفيلم الجديد. بدي روح أشوف الفيلم الجديد, and these dependent verbs don't have that ba prefix. In Masri, in Egyptian dialect, it would be pretty much the same thing, except that I would swap out بدي for the Egyptian version, that sort of doer, wanter word. I could say عايز, or maybe أنا عايز أروح أشوف الفيلم الجديد. So both of these words express the idea of wanting. I want. But they're not conjugated quite like verbs. Nevertheless, our dependent verbs are going to lose that ba prefix that we see. And that is how you construct sentences with multiple verbs in colloquial Arabic.